In this really quick video guide, I want to show you how you can export from a Sketchup file your models and your scene and import it into Rhino 7 in this case, so into Rhino. So what you need to do first is to figure out if your version of Sketchup is more updated than the Rhino version that you have installed on your computer. Once you know that, the operation is really simple. So let me show you here. I'm gonna do a new scene and I'll create a large object centimeters scene. Okay, and open up here the perspective by double clicking. And well, all you need to do is go to File, Import, and let me show you here first with the latest version of SketchUp, which is 2021. If I want to insert this version, well, it's gonna ask me a few things, but we're gonna get to this later. If I say OK, it's gonna tell me that this is a newer version than the Rhino supports, so it can be used. So what you need to do when you're saving from SketchUp, you go to Save, Save As, and save it in another format, which will be down here. So you can select, for example, 2020 or 2019, or you can save it as a SketchUp generic model. But in my case, I tried with the 2020 and it works. So just save it and redo the importing part in Rhino. So go to File, say Import, and well, I have created another folder actually. This is the one, and this is the file. And so I'm gonna say Open. And it's gonna ask me here if I want to import the faces that I have in SketchUp as trimmed planes, so like NURBS planes, or like meshes. Well, this depends. You can do some experiments and see what happens. Now, if you choose meshes, you also have an additional parameter here, which is the weld angle. Now, when you create curvy objects in SketchUp, they will not actually be curved, but they will be like with many faces. That's gonna give you the illusion of the curvy object with a kind of a smooth effect that we saw in the video course about SketchUp. So also, if you're interested in the channel, you will find a course in SketchUp and a course in Rhino, and also courses in V-Ray for Rhino and SketchUp. But anyway, this is just to explain you that you can weld or not weld those curves, the curved surfaces that are composed by many faces. So usually we can leave this on, or you can increase it. Now, if you increase it, for example, to 90, that's gonna be for everything basically, because everything is gonna be 90, like the walls or, well, anything. So be careful not to increase that value too much. And also you can decide if you want to import edges, faces, and if you want to import curves, so not only 3D parts of the scene, but also 2D elements. And also if you want to embed the textures. Now, this is useful when you have created materials and textures in SketchUp, so definitely yes. And also if you want to use the SketchUp texture writer to create texture, well, let's say OK. And let's see what happens. Now, I want to try with trimmed planes here. So I'm gonna say OK. Okay, so I tried with that solution, but it doesn't work. So I'm going to go here again and re-import with the lesson 2020 version and just keep the values here as they are with the mesh. And also I want to try to import curves and use SketchUp writer. And let's say OK again. And there you go. This time it worked really easy, really fast. This is a perfect 2D and 3D CAD. Let's watch it, for example, with the shaded view. Now this one here is the camera. So it's just bringing in the widget, but you can delete it if you want. or you can use another type of visualization, and you can go in the render visualization. And of course, you can use the parameters here to, well, let's first adjust the view here. And what you're seeing right now is the rendered version of the viewport, but I believe it's using the V-Ray. So yes, so this is V-Ray for Rhino right now, but if you have standard Rhino, you can select this and it's gonna look okay. But if you have V-Ray for Rhino, it's gonna look a little bit better. And again, if you are interested, you can check our video course in V-Ray for Rhino in the channel. And what else? So in the materials, we can see that it has created materials for us. And we can see here that this is a custom material. So it's not PBR material. So if I want, I need to create or change this into a physically based, so PBR material. And I need to adjust probably a little bit the texture, but you can convert this from standard to physically based material. And the lights also, you should have the same lights that, or sun and sky, that you have in Sketchup, which is pretty basic. So you can create lights and you can manage all the lighting part here in Rhino without any issue. And again, these are all topics that are fully explained and treated in the Rhino V-Ray for Rhino or Rhino course. Okay, now another panel that we can see is the cameras, the scene. Now let's see if this works. Okay, I believe there is some issue with this because let me change this again into a 2-point perspective. Okay, so I believe there are some issues with the cameras here and the scenes, but the rest is looking pretty good and fine. Actually, with the render view, it's looking better than SketchUp. And here in SketchUp, I can change these views here in the scene panel, which you can see not the same that you find here. Now, except for that, the export-import process was definitely successful. So this will be all for this video guide. And again, if you want to, you can check our other videos and courses about Rhino, SketchUp, and V-Ray, and also support our channel by subscribing, or even better, by joining. If you need assistance, please write your comments, write your questions. Also, you can write suggestions for other users so that you can help the community around the channel. And this will be all. Thanks for watching and see you in the next video.